Have you the rest of the money?
Yes, sir.
Good. Where's the Allen girl?
Why, Mrs. Del Center, isn't she here?
Anything wrong?
No. Kurt and Black came back with Stewart.
Another mistake. You'll make a fatal one someday.
Well, I only did as you ordered.
Yes, I know. I should have done it myself. I can't beat him. You're alive and healthy. See what you can do.
Yes, but...
Hurry, out to the other way. To the garage.
Any objections if I tell my wife I'm back?
No, but don't leave the house. Miss Allen's gone again.
Say, this is getting funny.
What about the others? Miss Dill's in the kitchen. Patton's helping her.
Did you send for me, sir?
No. Come on, Duke. Let's take a look.
For what?
You name it.
Name it? Well, why should I name it?
There's something you ought to know, sir. Something I'd like to show you.
Oh, what is it?
You follow me, please.
Looks like someone was playing hare and hound.
I used to play that. That's fun.
Well, let's see where this leads to.
Leave it to me.
Sold the distributor, but I had another one.
You notified Edwards to meet us?
Yeah.
And we take Sarah and the money and go. I told you I'd find it.
So you did. I wonder where it goes from here.
Maybe it's the end of the trail.
Oh, and I suppose the treasure is buried under there.
That's it. Let's look. Hey, how did this paper get here?
That's what I'm wondering. That paper's wedged there because that board moved. Or maybe...
That's it. See, I told you. Hey, Bob, wait. Oh, don't think I'm fool enough to go down to that dark hole. Let's go, fool.
That was in the garage is gone. Somebody must have had another distributor for it. Well, I've had a man watching it for a week, but I had to take him off last night and put him on another job. If they sent me enough men, that wouldn't have happened. I'll notify the coroner and send out the usual bulletin.
First road to your left. Near whoever's going to meet Edwards. Take it easy.
Here they come. Get set.
this thing over again.
There's nothing to talk over, Edward. We're to take your car, and you're to get rid of ours.
Yeah, that's the way it was, but I've been hearing things about this deal that makes it worth a lot more dough. And talk about this new setup. What was that? There goes somebody. They got away. I heard you crack up, and I looked away for a minute.
And you let them get away.
Well, shut up. Well, we still got her in the back and the dough.
Where's the girl?
Uh-oh. Pull down that hood.
We're not going to hold that excess baggage around with us, are we? When she comes till, she'll know us.
Certainly. That's why I'm not putting her out here to be found by the police.
Suppose she couldn't talk when they find her.
None of that, Turk. Besides, I've got an idea she'll be worth more to us alive. Get back in the car.
What's that?
It looks like someone lying on the road. Where'll I drive, sir?
Back to the house. As soon as safe place to hide till I can get my hands on some more money.
What about Mrs. Calvert?
Let Edwards worry about her. He'll soon find she's a liability.
Right, got it.
Come on, give.
The girl answering Ruth Allen's description has been found unconscious on Highway 76. She's been taken to General Hospital.
What happened to her?
She hasn't been able to answer any questions.
Oh, you don't trust anybody, do you?
Oh, no, I'm just trying to be polite. Patton made me conscious of my manners.
I'll call you from the hospital, Smith. No one goes in or out of this house until I get back.
Yes, sir.
The way they bump him off around here, he won't have anyone to watch but himself, if they keep up their quota. Uh-oh. I didn't mean that for you.
He's right. There is a curse on this house and all who enter it. No one will be safe until Mr. Henry's death is avenged.
Someday I want to take up those spirit messages. I'd like to know how she does it.
With mirrors, Duke.
Mirrors? She wouldn't dare look in one.
Mr. Stewart?
That's right. Just what is her condition?
A strange case. She's had a terrific shock. Badly bruised up.
Can she talk?
Very little. I advise a short visit.
We'll be as brief as possible.
All right.
Miss Allen. Miss Allen, it's Bob Stewart. I'd like to talk to you. What happened?
Some men in a car. I was afraid. I don't know.
Men in a car? Who? Where?
Try hard to think who they were.
I don't remember.
Miss Allen. Miss Allen.
Well, that's that. Men in the car afraid? What do you suppose she was trying to tell us? Poor kid, she certainly took a beating.
Yeah. Maybe I've been figuring her all wrong. She won't be able to tell us anything for days. Come on. Oh, officer. There's no sense in guarding this patient any longer. You can report back to your precinct now.
Yeah, she couldn't get out of that bed if she wanted to. Oh, I thought, we thought it wasn't necessary to have a police guard any longer.
If Miss Allen shows any marked improvement, let me know at once, please.
I will.
And you might have sort of given me a little ring, too. Well, I missed again.
Well, here, take this ring for security.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
The ring is worth many times the fare.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, all right. Where to?
Corner of River and Front Street.
River and Front Street. Hey, lady, what are you going down to a tough neighborhood like that for?
That's my business, and hurry.
I've earned every cent that ring's worth. I wouldn't come down here again unless I was driving a tank.
Thanks.
Girl could pick the worst places to visit. You can get a guy bumped off down here for a quarter.
Well, we can be sure of one thing, Duke. Ruth Allen wouldn't come to this part of town just to use the payphone.
See, that reminds me. I better go phone my boss and let him know where I am.
Yeah, you can do that later.
I'm afraid later it'll be too late.
Come on.
I'll second that.
There's a warehouse. We'll be safe there temporarily.
Any port in the storm, mate. I hope this place is bulletproof.
I guess I ought to thank you for saving my life.
What, again?
We'll skip the preliminaries, Miss Allen. Certainly you're smart enough to know I fixed her so you can leave the hospital.
Yeah, and she's smart enough to tell us a lot of things we'd like to know.
Where's Sarah Caldwell?
I believe she's in this neighborhood.
What makes you think that?
Because I heard one of the men in the car say something about an old cannery.
Hey, I bet this is it.
Is that why you came here?
Yes. Edwards might be holding Walter Calvert, too.
Who is this Edwards?
I don't really know him, but I do know he's pulled a lot of shady work for Henry Calvert.
You suppose Edwards is the one that took the shot at you?
Yes. Either he or one of his men.
You better take a look around, Duke.
Me?
Well, who else is there?
Nobody.
Well, all right, get going.
All right.
Are you the girl reported riding on the back of that car?
Yes. And before you ask any more questions, I'll tell you. Patton was driving, and Sarah Caldwell was being held prisoner in the back seat.
Could be sardines.
Liz.
I didn't give the alarm when I saw Sarah was being carried away because I wanted to know who was with her and where they were going.
Maybe someday you'll realize that finding out such things is my business. Why don't you tell me who you really are?
We've got to figure out some way of getting out of here without being shot at again.
We're not leaving here yet. You stay here, I'm going to have a look around.
No, that's too dangerous. You'd be an easy target.
Well, something new has been added. How long have you been worrying about my safety?
About 30 seconds.
Look, do me a favor, will you? Stay out of sight, no matter what happens.
Something new has been added for you, too. It's funny you trust me to stay here after chasing me halfway across the country.
You won't leave as long as you think there's a chance of my catching Edwards. Now be a good little girl and stay right here.
But we don't have to. We'll never get out of that.
Maybe somebody knows where they are and we'll check. We'll be smart and play it safe.
Where will we go?
To the other place.
Yeah, and you'd still be in it if I'd followed orders and stayed behind.
You'll have to admit, though, that's the first time that routine has worked.
I'll admit no such thing. You'd never found this place if it hadn't been for me.
What, no fish? We'll fight that out later. Did you see which way that guy went?
Back there someplace. You mind if I go along?
Hey, when did I get my shoe on? This might turn out to be a tack factory. Bob! Oh. Hey, don't touch anything. Fingerprints.
We'll have more than fingerprints to worry about from now on. This looks like Sarah Caldwell's bag.
No, it isn't. Hers was smaller than that, and it was filled with money.
What makes you think so?
I found a note at the Calvert place.
Oh, you'll tell me about that later. What's the matter with you now?
I smell that gasoline again.
They haven't been gone very long.
Yeah, but where did they go?
Did you get that car's license number?
I saw it, but I can't remember.
Now, we're sorry. They can take Sarah any place.
Well, no use wasting any more time around here. Let's get those clean clothes.
I could use some myself.
Hey, that gives me an idea.
What is it?
You'll find out. Hello, Smith. Is Patton there?
Yes, he claims to have been here all along.
Yeah, but I know it's different, so he's lying.
Shall I pinch him?
No, but cover him day and night. Got those extension wires the way I told you. Somebody will try to contact him using Sarah Caldwell as bait. You've got to intercept that message.
Okay, I'll throw him up tight. Are you coming back?
Yeah, but I'm going to check on that Ruth Allen angle first. Now, you watch out for that message. Goodbye. You said you wanted some clean clothes. Suppose we stop by your home on the way back to Calvert's.
Well, won't that be out of your way?
A little, but I'm sure it'll be worth it.
All right.
Insecurities we can't get rid of.
I was telling him you ought to sell it back to Calvert.
Hey, wait a minute. That idea isn't as dumb as it sounds.
What do you mean?
You two stand by here. Put a couple of boys outside to watch. I'm going down to the village and use the phone.
This is your home, isn't it?
You seem to know.
Well, you said you needed some clean clothes.
And you need to check on my identity. Is that it?
It isn't a bad idea. Shall we go in?
I'm glad to see you back safely.
Oh, you know Miss Allen?
Of course I do. I've been working for her since her father died.
I see. Well, I'll wait out here.
Looks like she's Miss Allen, all right.
My name is Stewart, State Bureau of Investigation. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Certainly, Mr. Stewart.
Do you know Miss Allen?
I ought to. Been working around here for years. Do her work, too. Don't you know her? Was you talking to her?
Yeah, but which one was Ruth Allen?
The one who opened the door, of course.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Do you know the one that came up with me?
No, but I've seen her there before.
Much obliged.
I hope I haven't put her in for any trouble.
Oh, no, none at all. In fact, you've been a lot of help. Thanks again.
Did you find out anything from him?
Yeah. What? That Miss Allen isn't Miss Allen.
Well, who is she?
You find out. Tell me.
It seems all the telephones are out of order.
This one's working. Do you want to make a call, or were you waiting for one?
Oh, no, I just wanted to order some groceries from Mrs. Dill.
Well, this one's tied up. Official business, you know. Be glad to send you one of the boys on a police car.
No, thanks. I'll let you know later.
Just a moment. I'd like to see you in the library, please. Any calls? A man called about a half an hour ago who wouldn't identify himself. Asked for Patton. Said he'd call back later. Did you trace it? Yes, it came from over in the next county. He mentioned a note you'd found concerning Sarah. May I have it? Thanks. The money in the bag is part of what is legally yours. Take it and go. The rest will be sent you if you cause no more trouble. Signed, Calvert.
The rest of what?
Can you identify the handwriting?
Well, no, I can't, because unfortunately Henry and Walter wrote quite alike.
Convenient for them, though.
The rest of what?
Doesn't that note indicate to you that Mrs. Caldwell left here willingly? It might have been left to make us think she did. But thanks to Miss,
Allen.
we know she didn't. I'll get it.
Say, what's this all about?
Hello?
Patton,
Yeah.
is it safe to talk?
Yeah. Who's this?
You know who it is. Listen, the stuff in that bag isn't worth anything to us. If the old man wants his sister, he'd better send you around with enough money to cover it.
Maybe he doesn't want his sister.
But he doesn't want me to talk either, does he?
No, guess not.
And you'd better bring it tonight.
Where to?
At the place where State Highways 18 and 23 meet. You'll find it on the map. And come in the same car so I'll know you. And be alone.
I'll see what I can do.
You'd better. I can wait. Anytime tonight.
Is the Calvert car ready to roll? It's in good shape. I've got it locked up this time. Get the map out of your car. Find where highways 18 and 23 meet. Get the sheriff of that county. I'll need a car and a deputy. Right.
I don't suppose I could go.
You're sure I'm going to say no, aren't you? I'm going to surprise you. You'll come in handy to watch Aunt Sarah, and besides, you'll be where I can keep my eye on you.
And you won't have to ride on the trunk rack this time.
You're not Patton.
That's two more, Sheriff. Can't we go?
He said to wait till he signaled.
I know, but he may be hurt or dying.
There's the signal.
Wonder who got shot. What were all those shots?
First was from me, but it missed. The others were Edwards wrecking the Calvert's car, so I couldn't follow him.
That guy wasn't Patton. Something's wrong.
Maybe Patton sent somebody else. Anyhow, we crossed them up real neat. And we got this, didn't we? I told you. Let's get back there in it. Stay here.
Look, will you stay here for once?
There's only a few. We can take care of them. Come on.
Well, look out for that. That's high-pressure steam. They're doing some drilling around here.
Why don't somebody tell me these things in time?
We've drawn some of them away from the shack. Want to rush it?
No, we can't take a chance. Mrs. Cole may be in there. Gotta get rid of those men first.
Get back here.
Oh, what an experience. I come around here and I expected to see... Bob. Bob. I'm alone again. And let that be a lesson to you.
Here's another one for you, Sheriff. Probably some more men over in that shack. Maybe holding Mrs. Caldwell. I'll try to make the front door. You keep me covered. You stay with the sheriff.
Sister, we're not leaving yet. Are you doing exactly as I told you, or...
Mrs. Caldwell! Mrs. Caldwell! Open this door. The shack's surrounded.
Go away. If you don't, he'll shoot.
Oh, hey, Sheriff. Mr. Stewart wants you.
He doesn't want me. He wants you. Hurry.
But don't you think it would be nice if we both went?
Stay with the front door and hold her attention.
All by myself? Where are you going?
I'm going around the side. Now, do as I tell you and be careful.
Open up in there.
Gun, Edward.
Help! Help! Trying to murder me!
back the key. Get that.
I'll take that.
You've no right to that. It's mine. I'm entitled to it.
I know, Mrs. Caldwell. You should be under a doctor's care right now.
All right, outside, you hijackers. Go ahead.
Lock these up for the others, Sheriff. I'll see that Mrs. Caldwell appears against them.
Better take my car. I gotta wait for the bus to take the prisoners in.
Get over there. Say, you and I work great together, Sheriff. Someday I'll do something for you.
I'm glad you're all right, Sarah. I don't know that I'm any better off with these men.
Will you get in the back of the car, please, Mrs. Caldwell? You can call me back at this number, operator. Thank you. Now we can get back to your story, Mrs. Caldwell.
I had $100,000 coming to me from Henry.
But you took $200,000.
I didn't have time to count it.
Did you have any kind of agreement or contract with Henry Calvert to show that you were due that amount of money?
Yes, I'll prove that when I get out of here. Henry made himself rich with his relatives' money. We managed to get some of it back. He manipulated matters so that we couldn't do anything about it. We expected to get all that was coming to us when he died. That is, he promised us that.
Do you include Miss Allen in that group of relatives?
I don't know what her connections were with Henry or Walter. She'll have to explain that herself.
I'll talk at the proper time.
Well, Mrs. Caldwell, I'm sure that if everything's in order, you'll get the money that's due you.
There's nothing else I can do about it now.
Hello? Yes, speaking.
It worked out just like you said it would. Patton has someone with him.
Have him check on the new arrival immediately.
Yes, sir. And I'll sure be glad when you get back. I'm beginning to meet myself in these trick passageways.
I'll be there at once.
Sergeant. I've just found Mr. Walter Calvert.
You, Walter Calvert? Oh, I guess you're the able policeman Patton's just been telling me about. I'm glad to meet you.
Yes, but when? How?
There are a great many things to be explained.
Mr. Walters had a terrible experience. And if you don't mind, Sergeant, perhaps the questioning could wait until Mr. Stewart returns?
Yes, but I've taken complete charge. And when this Mr. Stewart comes back, I'll give him some startling information on the burial of my brother Henry.
Okay, Mr. Calvert. I'll be right outside of the door if there's anything you want.
What's the matter, Mrs. Dill? You don't seem pleased with my return.
I'm not pleased with the way you talked about Mr. Henry. He's dead and buried, I tell you. He couldn't have kept you a prisoner.
Don't get excited, Mr. Walter. Mrs. Dill is leaving.
Lock the door. So far, so good. However, Mrs. Dill and that girl may prove to be a problem.
Yes, and Rita and Kurt.
We'll put them where they won't interfere. Go on. I'll talk with Mrs. Dill. Listen to me carefully, Mrs. Dill. Don't oppose my brother Walter. He'll betray himself soon.
I understand.
Do as I say, Mrs. Dill.
Yes, Mr. Henry.
Now for a curtain, Rita.
I don't get it. Walter couldn't be too sick to see us.
Kurt,
What?
there's something about all this that doesn't fit. Do you believe that story about Henry not being dead and keeping Walter a prisoner?
Oh, I don't know what to believe. But I know one thing. I'd give a lot to talk to Walter.
You might get a lot, too, if you could talk to him alone.
Someone's on the prowl again.
Kurt, take it easy.
Listen, baby, I quit believing the ghost stories a long time ago. But to find out what this is all about.
Bring Rita and follow me. They won't bother me for a while.
Things to attend to.
Yes, the reception for the others when they arrive.
Gosh, I wish Bob hadn't stopped in town. I'd feel a lot safer if he were here.
Oh, everything's all right now. Walter Calvert's alive. I can handle him.
Pretty sure of yourself, aren't you?
I've been over this place with a fine-tooth comb. No Kurt, no Rita.
Say, I got a hunch there's a hookup between Rita, Kurt, and Walter. That's why they took a powder.
We don't even know if they left. How long did Mr. Stewart say he'd be in town?
About an hour.
Mr. Walter is rested and will now see you, Miss Allen.
Thank you, Patton.
Say, how about me?
He will interview the press later.
I don't trust that butler. He's got murder in his eye.
You can say that again. No, don't.
Please don't excite him, miss.
Come in, Miss Allen. Sorry to keep you waiting, but I have had a terrible experience, as you no doubt know by now.
I'm here to talk to you about my father's affairs, Mr. Calvert.
Yes, we'll straighten out all those little matters. Now, come closer so that I may see you better.
When will we straighten out all those little matters?
Soon enough. I've been ill. Sure you wouldn't want your father's old friend to endanger his life by getting out of bed too soon, would you?
I've waited years for this moment, and I don't intend to be put off.
But we have matters to discuss that will take hours. Be patient.
Mr. Calvert, I don't believe that...
I'm sorry to have startled you, Miss Allen.
Miss Allen? Miss Allen? I got a message for you.
What is it, Duke? I'll be back later, Uncle Walter.
She won't be back. She knows who I am. I just remembered. Bob told me to keep my eye on you and especially see that you don't go into that room.
Where is Bob?
He's on his way here.
We've got to get rid of her and the reporter before the police return.
Say, what are you so excited about?
Come down to the library where we can talk.
Have you the weapons with you?
No, they're down in the workshop.
I told you to carry them at all times. Now get them and meet me in the passage downstairs.
Henry Calvert was systematically robbing Sarah Caldwell, just as he was my father and Walter Calvert.
How did your father get mixed up in this?
He financed Walter's mine after Henry refused to, but the mine was losing money. We know now that the foreman was working for Henry and stealing all the gold. That's why I went to Mexico. But I'm glad that I did now because it settled the mine situation.
Yeah, I don't blame you for running away.
They look as if they shot each other. But why should they? Let others guess the motives. We'll present them with the evidence.
About that deal upstairs, why do you suppose Bob didn't want you to see Walter?
Perhaps he's afraid we'll conspire to rob the estate again.
That must be Bob.
Oh, Duke. Come upstairs with me.
Bob, I've something very important to tell you.
It'll have to wait until we talk to Walter Calvert. Let's go. You'll have to wait here.
But why?
Orders?
But there's something he ought to know before he talks to Mr. Calvert.
I'm sorry. You are Mr. Calvert?
Yes, Mr. Walter Calvert.
Mr. Calvert, did you come directly here when you left your mine in Mexico?
Yes.
Did you see Henry Calvert?
Yes. He was very angry when I arrived.
Why?
Because he'd been robbing me for years, as he had his other relatives.
What do you know of his death?
Nothing. It happened while I was held prisoner.
By whom?
Henry and his lawyer, Black.
Where do they keep you?
Under the barn. I got away when Black was killed.
And when you escaped, you made no effort to contact the authorities?
No, I didn't. I wanted to find out what was going on. What the others were up to. Where I stood.
And have you found out?
Oh, yes. I'm in full control of the Calvert fortune now.
What about Kurt and Rita Bennett?
Oh, yes, of course. I have forgotten them for the moment.
I see. I won't trouble you any further just now. I realize you had a bad time. Need a rest.
Oh.
Have you seen Kurt or Rita lately?
No. Stuff seems to be here, except what they're wearing.
They haven't ducked out again. Not willingly, anyway. Got to find them.
Why? What do you think's happening?
Almost anything. Call the station. Have them send some men right away. What was it you wanted to talk to me about?
That man is not Walter Calvert.
I know it.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
Let him play his little game within certain limits.
Yeah. And rush him right over.
The men are all set. You stay here in the hall with the sergeant. Safest place in the house. Remember, keep an eye out upstairs. We'll start with the basement workshop.
Right.
If they find out where they're hidden, it'll be too bad for them.
We must watch for another chance to get rid of the others.
Yeah, that won't be easy.
Why not? I fooled that stupid investigator. He thinks I'm Walter.
Don't touch anything.
Oh. Why not?
Looks like somebody had been making a time bomb or a booby trap. Probably planted it where they hid the Bennetts.
Where's that?
That's what we have to find out. It's the most likely looking spot. You're ready to duck.
Don't worry.
Hand me that hacksaw blade. Just as I thought, wire. Wish I knew what kind of circuit it was on.
Why?
Well, if I cut it, it's apt to go off, and if I don't cut it, it still might.
Say, I've been lucky lately. Let's toss for it. His heads, we cut it. It must have been tails.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I was worried about you. I knew that trap was set.
What do you do? I have to check on something.
What was that?
See you later.
What is it, Mr. Stewart?
Just wanted to see if you were all right. Had a little accident downstairs.
Yeah, I thought I heard something. What was it?
I don't know yet. I'm going to find out. We're having a little meeting in the library. I'm expecting you.
I doubt if I'll feel well enough.
I'll be watching for you.
What happened?
The investigator was not as stupid as you thought. He guessed our trap and avoided it.
Then he found the Bennetts. Well, they know nothing definite about us.
About you, perhaps. But what about me?
Yes, you're right. We must make other plans.
And you don't know who it was?
I didn't see who grabbed us, but I've got ideas.
Anything new? I'm hoping to wind this whole thing up in the next few minutes.
It's about time.
If I'd had some help from the rest of you, it would have made things a lot easier. Every line of investigation has led to only one conclusion. I'll tell you what that is in a moment. From the very first, it was evident that our mystery man certainly knew his way around. The ease and speed with which documents disappeared proved that. The lawyer Black was a natural suspect, but the attempt on his life showed that he was not in control. Since his death, we know he wasn't. Several days ago, we located Henry Calvert's dentist. His records show that the man killed in the auto accident that started all this was not Henry. The process of elimination would indicate that man to be Walter Calvert. But the man upstairs claims to be he. I've talked with that man. I know he isn't Walter Calvert. I still believe the man killed in that accident was Walter. Later, I hope to prove it with the help of my good friends in Mexico. All this then leads to the conclusion I mentioned before, and that is that Henry Calvert is still alive.
Very clever, Mr. Stewart. Much too clever for your own safety. You'll regret that you didn't devote your attention to the illegal activities of my dear relatives.
You forget, Mr. Calvert, that you left instructions for me to investigate the cause of your death.
Yes, of course. Mere technicality. Too bad I must send you to join Walter and Horace Black.
Bob, look out! You murderer! You killed him! You killed him!
Too bad. No time to make a new will. Or I wouldn't leave any of you a cent.
Kurt and I've been rotten. We know it, and we're sorry.
Hey, I don't need my hair parted, or do I?
Drop that gun, Pat, and you're through.
Keep back, or I'll let you have it.
Stop, Bob. He'll shoot.
You better shoot. You take another step.
Thanks, Mrs. Dill, for the second time tonight.
He wouldn't let Henry's spirit rest, but he will now, won't he?
Everything's going to be all right now.
Miss Stewart?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Dill.
It's from our Mexican friend, Jose. He's found the proof he was after. The man killed in Henry's wrecked car was Walter Calvert. What was Walter Calvert to you, not your father?
No. He was my stepfather. My mother died a long time ago, and he was very good to me. I got the real Ruth Allen to let me take her place to settle both of our claims. I thought maybe I could accomplish more if nobody knew that I was Ruth Calvert.
As far as Rita and I are concerned, you can have it all.
We can get by.
Thanks, Kurt and Rita, but from now on we'll just share things. You mustn't forget about Aunt Sarah.
Dear Aunt Sarah, how she'll gripe when she finds out what she's missed.
Everybody seems to be doing all right but Bob. Maybe you don't know it, but he met Henry Calvert originally by making a phone call for the old man when his car broke down. So I think the least we can do in the interest of justice is see that Bob gets something.
Yeah. Well, what, for instance?
Your nickel.
Oh, thanks. Uh-oh. What's the matter? You want the nickel back?
No, I just realized this is all over.
That's right.
So what? Don't you see? Now I have got to go back to work.